like to call the meeting of Blount County Beer Board to order. And Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Birchfield. Burkholder. Here. Carver. Here. Farmer. Here. French. Here. Gamble. Here. Helton. Here. Kirby. Here. Lambert. And Lael.
Here.
You've got 8 present and 2 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. And since we have a quorum, John, if you're back there, could you play the announcement, please?
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Okay, thank you. Let's begin our agenda, first of all, by setting the agenda. Do I hear a motion to set the agenda as published? Second. All right, Mr. Burkholder moved and Mr. Gamble second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next item of business is the minutes of the July 17 meeting. And do I hear a motion to accept those? So moved, Mr. Helton made the motion. Mr. French seconded. Those in favor of that motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, I declare it to pass. Public input on items on the agenda. If there's anyone in our audience who would like to comment on any of the items we have published on our agenda, this is your opportunity to now. Okay, you can have my copy. Well, there should have been one out there.
He was asking about this and just telling us all.
Okay. If you want to step forward, I'll give you a copy of this agenda and you can look at it real quick. I think the item you might be interested in is D1, unfinished business. Okay. Do you have any comments you'd like to share with us at this point on that? Where is the, oh man. Let me get you turned on there. There we go.
I'm interested in knowing what kind of changes are being suggested here. If there is any rezoning that's being done, and I'm trying to see how and when that's going to be implemented.
Okay. To answer your question on that pretty simply is that we have to still take our proposal to the full commission for approval, and then it becomes effective at that point. Okay. So it will be at the earliest, the 21st. 21st is our full commission meeting, and at that point, should it be accepted, that's when it'll become effective. Okay. If you're already under license under the old, you will continue to operate under the old. It will not affect a license change if you've already been given a license.
I understand that. My concern is the competition, where other stores in my neighborhood who do not have permission right now will be eligible to sell if you were to make any changes. Okay. So that's where our concern is.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I understand. Thank you. Thanks. All right, now to section D, unfinished business. We need to complete our update of the Blount County Beer Board resolution concerning the changes in our ordinances. And if you have your packets, you do have in front of you the attorney's information. Also, in glancing through this, I have noticed that he has made the changes that we suggested or voted on last time. Is there anyone here have any, first of all, I guess we'd need a motion to get it on the floor to consider this. Okay. Mr. Helton made the motion to approve and pass on to full commission. Mr. French seconded that. Now our discussion, anybody have any discussion concerning the items as they are there? Mr. Burkhalter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In regard to the fact that we cannot have a distance on off and on premises where we had one at 1,000 feet and the other at 500, I'd like to make the recommendation that we move it all to 500 feet.
Okay, that recommendation, is that in the form of a motion? That is in order.
I would like to move that we make the minimum distance 500 feet instead of 1,000.
Okay, I have a motion to that effect. Do I hear any comment or second from the board on 500 feet? Hearing none, I rule that the motion dies for lack of a second.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to put it in 1,000 feet distance.
Okay.
I believe it's in there, I believe it's in there.
No, it's not really. It's not settled. It's in the proposal,
It's in the
we had,
resolution.
yeah, it's in the resolution, but we had not approved that part of it, if you recall. We had said 500 and 1,000 last. And he made an editorial change.
But if we approve it as changed, you have a motion to approve it as written. Right. And if you approve it as written, you don't have to do anything different.
Okay, all right, let's make sure that we've got what we think we do in there.
It's written in there at 1,000 feet, we'll just leave it at 1,000 feet.
It's that, and just recall that his information allowed, or said that our on and off premises distances have to be the same.
I'll withdraw whatever I said just now.
Then, okay, that's good. So we're back to the original motion of approving the resolution as written to be forwarded. Okay. Any other comments concerning that? Harry?
I would like to make a comment. I think
Okay.
Mr. Garrett has worked very hard, very diligently, and it's been years since we've had change in this law. And so, goes out to Mr. Garrett for all the hard work.
Okay. In specific, 1980 was the last time this was dealt with, and that's been quite a while. And if you all will recall, and I will say this for the record, we began on this back in February, discussing this, and he has been vetting this information since that point in time, so it has been well vetted throughout the process. Thank you, Mr. Helton. Seeing no other discussion?
Commissioner, or Chairman, I'd like
Yes.
to make one comment.
Okay, sir.
I would just like for this body to consider that because of the expansion of the county, we are running out of prime commercial space that's going to be falling within 1,000 feet of a school or a church building as religious groups and nonprofits continue to take prime developable property along our major arteries. So I would like for you all to think over the next 30 years before we make the next set of changes of reducing those limits so we can be forward thinking instead of rear view thinking. Thank you very much.
Your comments are appreciated. Any other comments or discussion? Okay, seeing none, I think it's appropriate that we would take a vote. Those in favor of accepting and passing this resolution on as written, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, I declare the motion to have passed. Okay, now to item E, new business. We have before us two first readings for on-premises beer permit, one for the Harmony Family Center Incorporated, and then we also have a first reading on premises temporary beer permit application for Maple Lane Farms Greenback. It's for the Luke Bryan concert that's coming up. I forget the date on it, but it's fairly soon. Mr. Clerk has certified to us by sending forth this information that they have met the requirements for application, that the distances according to what has been turned in has been met. All the other requirements and restrictions have been dealt with within these preliminary applications. And what would be the pleasure of this body? Mr. Helton makes a motion to approve. Actually, we would approve and set a public hearing. Yes. Okay. And Mr. Carver seconds that. Is there any discussion? What's the motion? I'm sorry? What is the motion is to accept these two applications and move them for a public hearing. The public hearing could be held next, prior to the commission meeting. That's within the time frame. And the commission meeting is on August 21st. And we could set this for, is there any other conflicts?
No, but you got two, so you probably want to set it at 6.
Okay, at 6 o'clock would be when we would set it prior to the commission meeting, because we have two hearings.
Next Thursday is what you're talking about, for commission.
I'm sorry,
You're talking about next Thursday for commission, right?
yes,
6 o'clock.
yes.
Rhonda wants to say something.
I just remembered that I think there's something planned around that time down in room 433. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Do you remember that? I didn't think of it just now, so.
We may have to change that.
I'm not sure what time that's planned for, but I think it's around that.
Can we set it for 5:30? Would that be all right?
I think 5:30 would be okay.
Okay, you think 5:30 would get us done before the,
I think that starts at 6. I think it starts at 6.
okay. Well, then 5:30 should
Is
be.
that- That's something gonna go on before commission, and she wants time to do from 6 to 7. And is it okay with everybody at 5:30?
That's fine.
Fine with me. Anyone else have a problem with 5:30? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir, for helping us clarify that point. So the motion before us is to accept the two applications and to set a public hearing for both at 5:30 prior to the full commission meeting on August 21st. Ms. Birchfield, you have a question?
Okay, the one from Harmony Family Center, that is not a temporary, that is an ongoing?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you.
Okay. All right, those in favor of accepting that motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Seeing no opposition, I declare that motion to pass. The public hearing is set for August 21st at 5:30 for both of these items, okay? That is all of our business. Announcements and statements, I have but one. I was going to say, and I'm not going to make it because there's no need at this point. How's that? Anybody have any statements or anything they would like to bring before the board?
This is gonna be my last meeting with the beer board, and I have really enjoyed working with you people.
No, you got one more.
You still got one more.
I know, but I'm gonna tell you after that. I mean, this
Well, that
is-
was going to be my
I don't care
statement, but I
about that.
realize we have one
I'm
more.
talking about today. I enjoyed working with you people. You're good, common sense people. You're in love with this county, and that's what it takes.
Here, here. Thank you, Mr. Kirby. Yeah, that was what I was going to say, but I figured I'd save it for the last one. But you expressed it very well. You all have been very diligent in attendance, and it's been a pleasure and honor to work with you. So, thank you, sir. Now, if there are no other comments, I'll stand for a motion to adjourn. When we are.